I am cancer free.
That's a cold open right there.
That is a cold open.
Holy bingle.
Holy
Yeah,
bingle is right. Yeah.
How do you feel beating cancer?
Feels fucking amazing. For those viewers who do not know, I got diagnosed with lymphoma at the end of 2024, I believe. Yeah, end of 2024.
It was before Christmas, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was like
Unfortunate at all, but like
yeah.
the timing was also dog shit.
I literally went for my first appointment. I drove like across the state on Christmas Day,
Mm.
In 2024, and then went through chemotherapy, a whole bunch of scans later, and now today, or as of yesterday, April 24th, because we're recording this on April 25th, I'm officially cancer free. So very happy.
Yeah. I thought I had good news with the whole like I accepted a job offer. I'm gonna be moving and making quite a bit more money and like it's gonna be really good.
That's still good news though.
It's good news, but then you sent that and I was like, holy shit, I don't think you can get much better news than that.
Yeah.
I mean, again, perspective wise, there was multiple times where they thought you should have been in remission earlier than this. At least the hopes were.
It just
So there's
kind
been some
of
setbacks.
yeah, it just kind of like was just kind of slowly dying off. The cancer was like slowly dying off over time, and they were like, okay, we can't rule it out yet. We can't rule it out yet. We can't rule it out yet. And then finally they were like, okay, yeah. And to tie this into baseball, this was the reason why I was up in. This is the main reason why I was up in Seattle and was able to go see the Mariners-Astros game on the 11th. Is because
the ferry.
Unfortunately, not get the ferry. People have been getting the ferry recently though, and I'm kind of mad.
You're like the time I go up there.
Yeah, of course. The time I go up there, don't get the ferry. But I went up to Seattle specifically for like a scan appointment on the Monday following the game. So that was the reason why I was up there in the first place, and I was like, oh, I can just go to a game anyways. And yeah, so that's the really good news. It's been a pretty good amazing. 24 hours.
Yeah, I know I felt relief. And I'm not I'm not in your shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I can only imagine how you feel. And we're just so happy that this is behind you now. And
for sure, yeah.
Cool.
I'm very happy. Yeah, I knew this was coming eventually. Like in the past while, I kind of was pretty certain that this would end up I'd be in remission. But
right.
I didn't know if it would be like yesterday was when I'd find out, or if I'd find out 6 months later. But yeah,
you've had those dirty scans and stuff, so it looked good. We just it was always just like, well, we can't rule it out yet, you know. And I honestly, I remembered, you know, because I asked you about it earlier, in the week. I was like, yeah, isn't that coming up? You're like, actually Friday. I kind of forgot about it, and low key also because of like the setbacks that there's been, or the timeline has been pushed out longer than expected. I was kind of tempering myself just to hear, well, they're still dirty. We're gonna have to wait, you know, 6 more months or something. So I was just kind of expecting that.
For sure.
I was just expecting like, oh, we're just gonna have to wait 6 more months, and I was like, damn, you know.
Yeah.
But then Misha fucking sent the message, and I was like, oh my god, wait. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And fuck cancer.
Fuck cancer. With that, welcome to the Untitled Furry Baseball Podcast. My name is Argo.
And I am Drewski the That's how we do this, right?
Yeah, kind of.
No, I'm Solis the Wolf.
Drewski is not here today. He was in Pittsburgh for the NFL draft. He went there in person, which is pretty cool. We'll have to talk to him about that next week to see what his thoughts are on that.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, he's on his way back still from Pittsburgh, so he is not in attendance for this episode, and that is a-okay.
It'll happen occasionally. You never know what life's gonna throw at us.
I think next week might be the same too, because I think he's going to FWA next week. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yo, I actually messaged Misha kind of keeping it tied in with what you said. I was like, oh, I might go to Anthrocon now because I thought both of you were going to Anthrocon.
Yeah,
And you're like, no, and I was like, damn, okay, well, I'll figure something else out. But yeah, it's still. I'm trying to think of like, man, we could have set up. No, if we could have set up, you could have came to St. Louis, man. We could watch the St. Louis and Bush.
But yeah, we got some stuff to talk about today though. Mostly the grudge match between us.
Oh, fuck you.
Going on right now.
Guys just scored home run.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, I'm watching the game day. He just Cole Young just homered.
Oh, let's go Cole. Hell yeah. That was an 8-pitch
yeah, that was a crazy at bat.
8-pitch at bat.
All
really
strike one ball. The first ball, and then everything else was either swung on or a strike.
It was all no, every single one was fouled off, so
yeah, it's crazy.
So anyways, Mariners and Cardinals are playing right now. We're in the middle of the series. This is the second game of the 3-game series taking place in St. Louis. Obviously my team's the Mariners, your team is the Cardinals.
Off the day, we'll swap.
Yesterday was the first game of the series. It was a Mariners close win, really low scoring game of 3-2.
Cardinals tried to bring it back. They were trying. Had a base runner there at the end too. They could have. You never know. But
Andres Munoz masterclass. I love that man.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
2 strikeouts in that inning.
Yeah, that's huge. Y'all won that first one. It is currently now 7-5 in the top of the 4th inning. This is a game, I guess.
Yeah.
9 hits for the Cardinals, 8 hits for the Mariners. No errors yet. That's just
some poor pitching happening today.
Yeah, that's not good. That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Who's your pitcher right now? Because I see Liberators on my team.
Cole Young. Not Cole Young. What am I saying? Brian.
Cole Young's pitching.
Brian was our pitcher today.
I see. Man, he's been struggling since the playoffs last year, right?
No, well, in the playoffs last year, he came in later in the playoffs because he had an injury.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he was injured, and then he ended up, I think, relieving in that 15-inning game against the Tigers, and then ended up coming back this season. So far this season, he's been pretty good. Even though he's 2-2 right now, he's still doing pretty well. Today, definitely not. But it seems like both sides aren't doing the best on the pitching side.
Kind of expected for the Cardinals, though. But I actually want to bring that up. I was trying to pull up the stats really quick to see pitching. Because if I'm correct, where is he at? Riley O'Brien, our guy that's more or less been our 9th inning closer. He's got 3 wins and 0 losses as a closer with 7 saves and 8 opportunities, which is crazy. 7 saves and 8 opportunities, has a 0 ERA still.
Yeah, that's actually that's really impressive.
The only run he has given up was had an error that got the guy in the scoring position, so it wasn't an earned run.
Right.
So in 14 in 10 innings pitched, he hasn't given up a single. Or no, sorry, where was I? Missed that. In 13.1 innings pitched, he still has yet to give up an earned run. He has got a .45 whip right now.
Dang.
I mean, what do you say to that? Like, I've been watching this guy since the start, kind of seeing what he's doing, because I've been obviously complaining about Swanson and Stanek, who both are still atrocious numbers. And they're still on our league somehow, whatever. But talk about a real bright spot there is O'Brien is about as lights out as it gets. He's not as dominating as Miller is out there. Miller is just fun to watch. He's really cool. But he's locking it in. You don't want to overwork a guy, but also it's like in those close games, you almost want to pitch him for more than a couple innings, Like
Right.
he's doing something and it's working right now. So it's like maybe you gotta use him more. Um, another good guy who's been coming out of the bullpen is also Jojo Romero. He's been doing pretty darn solid as well. Why did I censor myself there? That was weird. And Graceffo's done really good this year as well. He's up there. He's just got a .66 ERA, running about the same 13 innings that O'Brien has done. So we've got like a couple great people out of the bullpen and two stankers. And then it's feast or famine with the Cardinals. We were talking about it. I don't know if we talked about it in the last episode, but we had a little discussion about run differential
Yeah.
in the MLB. And that's the thing with the Cardinals. They're winning a lot of close games, 1-run games, and they're getting beat hard. So it's like, yeah, I think we're the only team now that has a negative. No, okay, the Reds in our division still have a -1 differential. We're at -12. We were towards the top of our division, even though the Cubs and Reds are tied at 17-9. Can't say much about that. 17-9. The Cubs have won the last 10 fucking games.
Yeah.
I'm so upset about that. They were at the bottom. What do you got to do to win 10 in a row? Like, Jesus.
Be a competent baseball team.
That's scary. I guess better. It's better, I guess, for us that the streakiness happens now and not in September, October, you know?
Right.
But let them get hot now and then let them cool off going into the later half. But it's still a real. I mean, this NL Central. I was gonna do a deep dive. Maybe I don't know. It's gonna take some definite research. I wanted to see all 5 teams what their comparative schedules are, because I think the Cardinals have a decently easier schedule, or at least a starting schedule. And that may determine a fall off later if we start playing harder teams, obviously.
Right.
And I was just going to see, just like, is this division just close, or are we, with us having the easier ones, that's why we're winning, and then the Cubs are, so if the Cubs have a harder schedule and they're still winning the last 10, that's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just looking into that. Like, I'm going to do a little look into it to see. But it's an incredibly close division. I mean, even the Milwaukee Brewers are above 500, sitting only 3.5 games back. Like, our division is insane. And I can only say, thank God your division kind of sucks.
I am kind of shocked to see the Athletics at the top of the AL West. That is,
they're doing it.
I mean, obviously it's just a 1 game back, and that's definitely going to change at some point. Especially today they're playing the Rangers, so something's going to change there. But it is definitely a surprise to see the Athletics at the top of the AL West right now. They haven't been at the top for a long time, and so I'm actually kind of happy for them. And if you remember in my preseason rankings where I said who I think is going to make the playoffs, I made the bold prediction that the A's are going to make the playoffs, and I am still holding strong to that. I still think that this team can make it to the playoffs.
Not quite 30 games in, but we're getting there, and yeah, it's still early, but you want to see it. I mean, Moneyball kind of made me like the Athletics.
For
Good
sure.
movie, good story, fun to watch. I wish I would have watched it as a kid, but I wasn't into baseball at the time.
Right.
But definitely will always. I like underdogs, especially if there is this big discrepancy on what teams can afford.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks.
I mostly am now a big fan of them because of after they lost their home in Oakland is where I really became more of a fan of the A's, where I just feel bad for the fan base, and I really hope that there's some better decisions being made as to what's next. I think they should have stayed in Oakland, of course, but yeah. just really sad to see what's happened to this team, and really happy to see, despite that they're still, playing decently. Because they have some pretty good stars on their roster. I do really like Nick Kurtz. He had a really standout year last year. Let me see here. Shea Langoliers is having another great season so far. The pitching is obviously the one kind of negative spot where we're not really sure how that's going to look for the season. But yeah, really, I think this A's roster is quite solid.
It's solid for what it is, and I this is something I've always, I guess, I'm not a player, but you almost need people that want to be on the team. You know what I mean? They're not just getting a paycheck. You see that a lot in football too. Like,
Right.
Give Tom Brady shit for what he is, but he took major pay cuts to stay with the Patriots and make his stand there for as long as he did. You need that to happen sometimes, so that the culture's got to be good, and it helps obviously if they're born in like the area.
Mm-hmm.
So like, obviously a Chicago Bears fan growing up, they go play for Chicago, they may not take the highest money somewhere else if they can play for the Bears.
For sure.
You do need that, and I wonder if that is maybe something that's going on with the A's. Either or, though, good to see him. Good to see him going. Not for your division, obviously. You just got to get some more wins. The Mariners are correcting the ship, I think, a little bit.
Oh yeah, at least on the Mariners side, our top hitters are slowly but steadily coming alive again. Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, Josh Naylor, those three are slowly starting to heat up again. Cal ended up going on like a 3-game home run streak. Josh Naylor had a home run in yesterday's game. Yeah, they're slowly but steadily getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
While the deeper part of the roster, like today so far, a lot of the hits, there's a number of hits coming from the deeper part of the roster, like Cole Young hitting a home run. Who is that? Will Wilson?
Yeah, he's I guess pinch hit or something, because he's got a.
No, he's playing third base. I actually have not. I've actually never seen Will Wilson before, but
this is he's had 2 at bats in this entire year. It's so these 2 bats in this game.
Yeah.
So for some reason, I know, wasn't it? Oh, I just saw about this. Didn't Lindor get hurt again?
Lindor. Before we get to that though, I want to talk about, unfortunately, Brendan Donovan being hurt.
Oh yeah.
Which I think this is where Will Wilson is coming in to play for him at third base, because unfortunately Brendan Donovan, former Cardinals player, did not come on the trip to St. Louis for the game due to an injury. And he most assuredly would have gotten a standing ovation from the St. Louis crowd. So
absolutely.
Very unfortunate that he wasn't. That he's not here today.
I've heard that from the outside looking in, people see the Cardinals fans, the culture being kind of a bit entitled.
Really?
But I've heard of it. Yeah. It may be because we've won a good handful of the World Series, but a big thing that I like focus on is every time I see another player, even though like Pujols left us in a pretty awful fashion, which honestly saved the Cardinals a lot of money. It's he even got standing ovations after the first games he came back to as an Angel against us. And that's something I've always seen, is they always seem to really support the other players. Even if they're not like super like superstars, but I miss it's sad that he didn't even get to go on the trip, but maybe that injury is way more important to rest there out in Seattle, and we just hope he gets well. Like I said, I'm still rooting for him. I miss him, but
he's been a really strong spot on this roster so far.
He's just really consistent.
He's very consistent, and that's exactly what this team needs, because Seattle is very inconsistent at times. Yeah, this team gets into a lot of, it's a very streaky team. We get into, the start of the season was really rough, and we're slowly building our way back up. But it's still kind of rocky. And yeah, at some point, I feel like we're gonna go on a pretty decent winning streak. But I am not seeing that right now. Probably won't see that until later in the season.
People got to tweak their mechanics, figure out what's going on with them, or if the contact's good and they're just getting unlucky, it happens. It definitely happens.
Speaking of the contact, though, that is actually
Mhm.
one thing that people are pointing a lot towards for the Mariners being, not doing very well on the offense side for the start of the season. It's because they've slowed down their swing speed just as a whole. The whole roster kind of has. Reason for that is last season we did have a lot of home runs, but we had a lot of strikeouts as well. And I believe that means that they probably told the roster, we worked on slowing down swing speed to make more contact for small ball, getting singles and doubles and such. Just getting on base more often. But that hasn't really been working out because we haven't been able to score as many runs. And so it's kind of an interesting thing of slowing down the pitch speed, slowing down the swing speed to try to get more people on base, but it's turned out to be less offensively strong for this roster that typically gets a lot more home runs than anything else.
I was trying to look at this. I was seeing if I could get a quick number off of Google. How many runners have been left on base for the Mariners? I don't know if there's a stat running around for that. You could tally it up if you really wanted to, but that's another big thing is trying to get that clutch factor. If you're getting hits, that's great. If you're getting on base, that's great. But if you're not getting home, then it doesn't matter.
Right.
Damn, we had 2 on and you guys got out of it.
Yeah.
2 on with no out.
Yep.
Oh, well. But talking about, I feel it's good Drewski's not here.
Yeah, we kind of do have to talk
say,
about his Mets, unfortunately.
have to. I was just looking at the standings right now, and the current standings as I'm looking at it is there's only 3 teams in the league that do not have double-digit wins yet, and Mets are one of them.
Yeah, but what's crazy is despite the Mets, going on this 12-game losing streak, they are not the worst team in their division, and that is the Phillies, which is, I think, even more is like really surprising. Because
the fact that there's 3 teams under 10, and the fact that they went on a 12-game losing streak, and they're still up there with 3 other teams, and the Philadelphia Phillies are worse in their own division. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But God, as much as I know about the Mets, this feels like the most Mets thing.
Yeah.
Which you hate to hear.
Yeah, Mets went on a huge 12-game slide, unfortunately, for Drewski. And it's kind of shocking to see, considering how much money they've pumped into this roster. They have the second highest payroll, just underneath the Dodgers.
I did hear that. I heard that they are right up there with one of the highest payrolls.
Yeah. Crazy the highest payroll team is, has one of the best records in baseball at 17-9. Meanwhile, the second highest paid team is near the lowest at 9-17. They should be bouncing back at least a bit now that Juan Soto is back. He was out for an injury for a while.
Oh, that's what Soto came back, and then Lindor got hurt.
Granted, Lindor is back.
It just said left. It said left calf. So hopefully, it's nothing that's going to keep him out for long if he's not already back.
Yeah. But yeah, the which to be fair, they haven't. The Lindor hasn't been producing too much, so hopefully when he does come back, he's able to produce a bit more.
I think he was just starting to get going, and just like Drewski kind of said, it's a lot about if Lindor starts going, the team seems to get going. So hopefully he does come back, and he just comes right to form, and next the whole team's gonna pop up. Again, I'm a positive person, So my hopes to say is like, look, you got your big losing streak out of the way for the year. You're good
Mm-hmm.
now. Like, let's not do that again. And they're currently in the last 10, 2-8. That's still amazing considering they lost 12 in a row. So like that's
Yeah.
already a good turnaround. Let's keep turning it around. Speaking of I was gonna do a little bit of around the horn here. Um Nobody has won 20 games yet. Surprisingly, could you guess, or unless you already know, could you guess who has the best record right now?
I mean, I see it right here.
Oh, you're already
The
looking at
the
it.
Braves have the best record at 19-8, and I think they're going to go to 20-8 because they do play the Phillies today, and the Phillies are shit.
They're on a
10
10
game,
losing streak.
and they might actually have a longer losing streak than the Mets had this year because they have 2 more games to play against Atlanta.
Oh, so if Atlanta sweeps, then
If Atlanta sweeps, they tie the losing streak that the Mets had, and they
that
could go even worse if I look at this schedule here. Oh wait, no, it was right here. They then have to go play the Giants. And I believe the Giants.
the Giants aren't doing great.
They could beat the Giants for sure. But
well, I think, and the beauty of baseball is on any given day, right? Any given
Exactly.
day you can win a game. So they could easily break the losing streak and beat the Braves today. But it's not looking great for the Phillies right now, who are
yeah,
the worst team in baseball.
yeah, I would argue that they are the worst team in baseball, below the Rockies even. They have the worst record, of
Rockies
course.
kind of did. I mean, the Rockies obviously, after going on that tear, ended up having that massive losing streak. They're now going 5. They've gone 5-5 in the last 10 games, so they kind of righted the ship a little bit. But
they're
at
still
least
in a
they showed a
division.
flash.
They're still in a division with both the Padres and the Dodgers. There's no chance of them really getting very high up in this.
Oh no.
In this division.
Yeah.
But
We're
still,
playing them a lot.
I do also have a soft spot for the Rockies in the same vein as the A's. I just hope this team wins some games.
I have a soft spot for the Rockies only because Matt Holliday came from them.
Oh yeah,
and then he went back to them, I believe, at the end of his career after leaving the Cardinals. And it was just one of those things where I don't know why that history makes a difference, but I always was kind of chill with the Rockies because of that. And
yeah.
We, for the most part, usually kick their ass, so
Yeah.
it's good. Speaking of that division, though, I don't know. Like, the Dodgers started off so hot, so hot, and then the Padres said, "Hold my beer," and went on an absolute tear winning streak. Is to then they're now tied technically for the division. There's just a half game difference because the Padres have played one less game right now. But I didn't know. I guess I didn't expect the Padres to be that good.
I mean, you saw. I mean, last season the Padres did make the postseason.
Yeah.
So I kind of did expect them to be, fighting with the Dodgers for this top spot. Maybe not this. Well, it's still early, of course. This is all talking with the season being so early on. There's only been, whatever, a month or a little more of baseball so far. But I am not really. I'm not really surprised to see this right now. The Padres are a really solid team. They got some really solid players. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch though, just because like we all kind of said it a few episodes ago, where it's like, damn it, the Dodgers.
Oh, the
And now it's
Dodgers
like,
are still going to win this division by far.
oh yeah.
But Padres, I think, will
it's
definitely still make the playoffs. They'll still.
It's good to see some competition though. It's good to see it. We like to
Very
see
good
it.
to see it.
But yeah, I was just looking at that, like, hey, the Padres they're kind of crazy. Fucking Cubs, man. My rivals, God, I'm gonna keep complaining about it. That 10, man. I can't believe. Let's be real. Like, I can't believe the Reds are doing that good right now. Like, the Reds are 17-9, tied for the top. Like, what are they What are they feeding these? Where is it, in the water? Do they got that special juice from Space Jam?
I don't know, man.
They're man, cannot believe it. I didn't think the Reds were. I was hoping the Cardinals would, and they still may end up going this route, but like, I was really hoping that what keeps the Cardinals from the bottom this year was going to be the Reds. I did not expect the Brewers to be of all the teams on the bottom right now either. But again, it's early, but crazy.
I pretty much the standings don't really matter as hard right now. I think any of these teams, any team can immediately get back from 5th to 1st in their division. For example, the Red Sox, people have been dogging on them for playing pretty bad. They've been the worst team in the AL East. I could still see them making the playoffs, like despite them being so low in their division at 10-17. It's still only 10-17. They're not that far back from the Yankees, only 7.5 games. That is make upable throughout an entire season. So I'm not taking too much consideration into the standings right now, because I could see it all shifting up in like 2 weeks.
Oh, for sure. I like to look at it's like an eyebrow raiser though. A lot of these teams are like, again, you wouldn't have expected the Mets to be where they are right now. You wouldn't expect the Red Sox to be there. You wouldn't expect the Blue Jays to be down there with the Red Sox. I mean,
to be fair though, for the Blue Jays, they do have a shit ton of injuries. That is the one thing I'll give them. Yeah. They do have a ton of injuries right now. But
that's some players, didn't they? Over the
I'm not sure.
I feel like that was a storyline.
I believe they have a number of they have Savage is coming back next week. You know, there's a number of players that are going to be coming back soon. Like let me check out this injury list. Savage is out. George Springer is currently out. Expected to return later this month. Addison Barger's out. Shane Bieber's out. Yeah, the Alejandro Kirk is out. There's a lot of injuries on this roster, yeah,
that makes more sense. That definitely makes more sense. Crazy though, crazy start to the season.
Absolutely.
I've got a couple players I wanted to talk about in general.
Go ahead.
I do quick mention of Jordan Walker. Unfortunately, has not kept up with his tear of home runs. I'd like to see it keep it up, but oh well. He's still doing just fine. Why would they list as a hitter one of our pitchers when he hasn't had a single at bat? Why are they? They're silly. Okay. Okay. MLB.com. That makes no sense. But yeah. I was going to talk about a couple player things that happened. J.R. Ritchie. I forget who he pitches for. Let me go look real quick. It's the Atlanta Braves. J.R. Ritchie, rookie. He debuted on April 23rd, just a couple days ago. And his first pitch as a rookie went for a home run.
Oh, we love that. That's only happened a couple times before in the past.
Well, it's one thing your first batter gets a home run. It's the fact that it was also the first pitch. It was literally his first major league pitch. Poor guy. But you know, it kind of is what it is. I just wanted to bring that up because you know it sucks, but you have this beautiful thing of a first pitch home run in your first, in your debut. It literally cannot get worse from there. That is the worst. You've given up a home run. If you throw another one that goes for a home run, guess what? You already did it. But the point being is, like, it's kind of like, okay, you got that out of the way. Now just settle in and make, do your job. Make it work,
Right.
But I think he did relatively well though. But yeah, imagine being the family in the stands. You're like, oh, my boy's gonna pitch. Fuck.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
And then, unless you got somebody you want to talk to.
Oh, I got a player I want to talk about. You might also be wanting to talk about him. Munetaka Murakami.
I was gonna bring him up too, but I'll let you go with that.
Munetaka Murakami is kind of turning heads right now. This is his first season in the MLB, coming from Japan. And he has had a really interesting start to the year. He currently has 11 home runs on the year. He is tied with Yordan Alvarez for the MLB lead. Excuse me, sorry. He also tied the White Sox franchise record for most consecutive games with a home run at 5, which ended Thursday. And really, just a really solid start to his career in the MLB. The only issue that I have seen so far is that he is striking out a lot. He's definitely a hitter that either goes yard or gets out. And
even Drewski said you'd rather still have those home runs with that strikeout rate, though.
Yeah, for sure. So he's got 11 home runs. He's got 23 hits. He's running 36 strikeouts as well so far this year.
That's kind of crazy. 23 hits and 11 of those hits, so almost half were home runs.
Yeah,
Jesus.
And then he's striking. He strikes out 36 times. Let me see. He's at 90 at bats, so he has struck out at more than a third of his at bats.
All you got to do is, and that bodes so well for him, is that all he has to do is get in that training box and get that eye down just a little bit better, and he's going to turn that strike rate around real good.
Yeah, for sure. But he's still doing really well for the White Sox so far. He's kind of the only real talking point so far on the White Sox, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I think it's still really cool to see, especially for a first season in the MLB.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I guess they're playing the Nationals right now, who are about as equally as bad, so maybe they can get a dub today. I was just thinking that I want to really like the White Sox, especially because I don't like the Cubs. I want to like the White Sox. I so badly do. But man, they're always just so not good.
Yeah, the White Sox are Misha's like secret team that he roots for, just because of their season from like 2 or 3 years ago, where they had like the worst win streak, or like the worst record in like baseball history.
History.
Yeah. Ever since that season, Misha's been like a low key White Sox fan, and then like and then we also watched them during the Shitsball extravaganza at Anthrocon last year. If you didn't know, it was like a party that we had at Anthrocon where we watched the White Sox and Rockies play and got really drunk. It was really fun. It was a great time.
Some MLB The Show first, and then
some MLB The Show home run derby.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Drewski hosted that.
Yeah, hopefully we can do it again at another AC when I actually end up going again.
Yeah. Speaking of that, though, Munetaka,
Munetaka.
Exciting. Munetaka, my bad. I just read his name too. Jesus. He kind of knew he wasn't going to be, or he was going to be doing this. He's been good with power. It's like, yes, White Sox, the people are showing up to see what Munetaka does. I guess he's given souvenirs though, 11 home runs. So
yeah.
Talking about, right up there with your good old Nick Kurtz. But he's not a rookie anymore. That was last year. Kurtz did really well. Look at what Kevin McGonigal is doing.
Oh my God, Kevin McGonigal.
I don't know. They said, like, if you look at all the stats in the games and how young he is, just not a lot of people have done it. Like 3. And it's cool. It's cool to see. I wanted to stay on this, even though, like, obviously the Tigers are gonna scare me. That's where are they sitting at actually? Aren't they at the top of their division? No, where are the Tigers? Hello. Oh. They're behind Cleveland still. Okay. That is such a young player making moves. It's awesome. I hope it sticks. Rookies. It's that adjustment from double, triple A to the majors is so big.
Yeah, he's
He
batting
just
320 so far, which is super impressive. Just without him even being a rookie, that is still incredibly impressive. And doing this as like a first year rookie is even more impressive.
mm-hmm. Absolutely. The it's great to see. We love seeing rookies succeed. Obviously, it's better for the entire MLB when you've got young guys coming up and making differences.
Mm-hmm.
Um, speaking of, I will say the Cardinals are doing something crazy. We got a ton of stolen bases already.
Really
4, 8. We're as a team already at like 20.
interesting.
Schmoving. They're schmoving, man. They doing a lot of base stealing, and for the 20 that have been stolen, only 4 have been caught stealing. So they're playing, and I think that's why we're winning. Again, we're winning more than they thought we were. Is there's just a lot of small ball, man. A lot of just creating opportunities, which is huge. Um, and I'll just say JJ Weatherholt, our rookie, he's not absolutely killing it by any means, but he's tied for second with home runs on the team with 4, and overall he's just doing pretty good. 23 hits, 15 walks to 23 strikeouts. Would like to see the strikeouts drop a little bit more. But he's a rookie. He's contributing and doing well. Um, I think he's only made a couple silly rookie mistakes in fielding. Versus he's made some great plays as well. So I'm still watching him. He's doing good. We're excited about good old Weatherholt. And then
Okay.
I have a couple things left to talk about. I don't know about you, if you had anything.
I just had one other thing that I was probably going to cap it off with.
Okay. I will save that for the cap off. I wanted to bring up because it happened a few days ago. I don't know if you saw this. And I still think it's an inside the park home run and it's chill. Was the Sam Antonacci inside the park home run traveling 57 feet in the air? Did you see this?
Wait, what?
It was an inside the park home run 57 feet.
Was it
What
just a ton
happened
of
is
errors?
it kicked off. It just stayed fair down the third baseline, kicked off the wall, and it just, I don't, it was a mistake of the guy fielding, and he just threw it. They didn't throw it in right, and it just ended up not going well, and somehow he got an inside the park home run out of it.
That's ridiculous.
It just caromed really well. uh and then again, yeah, just kind of like was thrown weirdly to home. But yeah, technically it's a 57-foot before it landed, before it touched, the ground, 57-foot inside the park home run. Yeah, if you didn't see that, go look up the clip. It's great.
I'll check
It's
it
like,
out.
how did he score on that? Like that. I mean, obviously it's more of a defensive blunder than anything, of course. Um, but he also just kept those wheels going, man. He never stopped. He was like, "Oh fuck, let's just go." Um, I thought that was hilarious, though. It is an incredibly bizarre inside the park home run. And I wanted to bring that up, but also let's talk about ABS again.
Okay.
I want to talk about ABS really quickly, only in the fact that we're starting to see uh, a new tool for catchers.
Okay.
Catchers are awesome and amazing. They're like, an on the field leader a lot of the time, you know, and a good catcher can frame pitches and steal strikes and you know, do a lot of good that way. And now you're starting to see catchers trying to do whatever they can to try and bait challenges,
Hmm.
trying to make a
Interesting.
ball look more a called strike more like a ball, so the batter might challenge it and waste one of the challenges and stuff like that. So you're starting to see catchers have a new job of trying to get the batters to make bad decisions and challenges.
We got some mind
Uh,
games.
yes. It is a catch-22 because obviously if you try to frame a strike more like a ball, you're going to have to maybe use one of your challenges
Mm-hmm.
if the ump gets it wrong, but we've heard a little bit of a talk like this that the catchers have become even more important with how they frame pitches now because it can force the ump if it forces the ump into a bad call and it forces a challenge, or if they can get the batter to call on a bad challenge, like that's a whole new strategy to the game. It's crazy. It's cool.
That is quite ridiculous, and I'm also here for it. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's really funny.
I was very, what do you say? I was on the fence on ABS just because I do like the human element of umpiring, but I do think it's really making the game better, and it's like we didn't know how we spoke to this already, and you even said at the Mariners game that you went to
Mm-hmm.
how the crowd gets into it too.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's fun.
it was really fun. I don't know if I talked about the full like scene of what happened during that ABS stuff. I think it was like in the 7th inning, where somebody on the Astros called for a called for a check on a pitch,
Mhm.
and got it wrong, and the next batter called for one as well on a pitch and got it wrong as well, and
Ooh,
lost
no
them
more
both in
challenges.
a row, and it was quite funny.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's so much fun. I love that though. But yeah, it was just something something more unique that's coming out of it. I guess stories, or not storylines, but like narratives that we weren't quite expecting. Even though ABS has again been in college, or not college. Wait, is it college ball or trip like the minors? It was obviously tested out in the lower leagues somewhere. I can't
It's tested
remember.
in the minors, yeah.
Um, but I just never heard about like, oh yeah, catchers can try and bait like hitters to challenge a bad call. Like, oh no, it's clearly a strike, but he moved the glove and made the guy think, oh no, that was inside. I'm gonna call that. Should have been a ball. And then, oh, there goes one of your challenges. Shit.
Yeah.
So it's a cool narrative coming out of it. Other than that, though, just that's about all I've got on my plate today. I came back. It's 6-7 Cardinals right
It
now,
is 6-7, and we got a runner on
and you
second
gotta
with
go.
one out. It's I'm
Garbage.
watching it. I'm watching it.
Stop it.
I did
No.
have one more Mariners related thing to talk about that went pretty viral earlier this week. It was
Oh, I
Logan
remember.
Gilbert, uh, quote unquote catching the ball. Uh, it was like 100 something mile an hour. That's a run. That's RBI.
Oh no.
Wait, what did Canzone just do? Sorry, I interrupted myself by seeing that we just scored a run somehow. Looks like it was an RBI single. Cool.
Yeah, it looks like just a single to the center.
Let's go. Tied up the game. Anyways,
Uh,
so if you didn't see the clip, it was like 100 something mile an hour hit straight back at Logan Gilbert, who was pitching, in a game against the A's. Yeah, it was in the A's series, I believe.
mm-hmm.
Um, the ball hits Logan Gilbert in the chest, and you would think that it would be a nice, easy catch for him, or maybe just bounce off his chest and he pick it up and throw it to first. The ball went between the opening of his jersey
Mm-hmm.
and went into his jersey and got stuck. How
Mm-hmm.
perfect that ball had to go to get into that little small gap and get through is insane to me.
And also not to again just kick right off the chest,
Yeah. But the
Um,
worst part of this, the very unfortunate part of this, is that it was considered a single. It was considered to be out of play, because your
see, I think
jersey.
that's bullshit.
Well, here's the reason that your jersey isn't, a thing that you should be able to catch the ball with. Like if your jersey, wasn't there, then it would have
Mhm.
just bounced off of you.
And then you were just
Or
throwing them out at first, though.
well, you don't know that.
Yeah.
You don't know if he'd be able to make the play. You can't assume that he'd be able to make the play.
Yeah.
So the ball is now inaccessible by getting into his jersey because
Mm.
of how it's supposed to be worn and everything. So that is considered to be ruled a single.
I think it should be an out.
Oh,
It's a catch.
I think it should be too as a Mariners fan, but that's just how it is, unfortunately.
I'd like to see people in the comments what they think. If you accidentally catch a ball with your jersey, should that be an out?
Yeah, it's a good question.
It's not the first time it's happened. We've seen a couple of times it happen. I think that are out there, but it's obviously it is quite rare.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the weird ball that stuck to Yadier Molina's chest guard.
Oh yeah.
Where it just hung there. It's like how what's keeping it? What? Huh?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like weird things. I understand why they would call it kind of like an out of play. It's like the same thing if the ball gets wedged under like the ivy and the Cubs, or
yeah.
Thank you, Kyle Raleigh.
Oh, shut up, man.
But oh, I was gonna say, so you brought that up. There's two other things we could talk about. Did you see the I think it was also like 108-mile-an-hour knuckleball to center? That the I forget who did it.
Oh, it was a position
So
player, right? I think I saw something about that, but I didn't end up watching it.
okay, so what happened is a batter hit the ball and off the bat came off at 108 mile an hour, but had like zero spin on the ball somehow.
Oh,
And
my god, yeah, that's right.
Center fielder
That was
had
Julio
to start.
Rodriguez. That was the Mariners.
Okay, yeah. He was breaking. Why do I know all of your players' freaking plays, man?
I forgot about that one.
He's tracking the ball well. He's breaking to his left because it's going between center and left field, and it just shoots back like 4 feet back towards center. And by God, he does the like. I don't know how many people could make that play.
Julio's one of those guys that can make that play.
Slam your feet, breaks and jumps backwards, and just has enough glove to get it. Like it wasn't a snow cone grab, but it was when it comes to getting that ball comfortably in the glove, that's about the limit. Anything else would have been probably off the tip of his glove. That was
initially watching that play, I was thinking that, Julio just made some type of mistake and, didn't end up just went way too far to try to catch the ball. But then watching it back again and like paying more attention to the ball and seeing it just break off to the side is crazy. So big props to Julio for being able to, make that adjustment and make that catch still.
That was crazy.
That is a tough ball to catch.
God, how do you talk about how do you hit a ball and not have spin on it?
I don't know.
What? And it was hit hard too. Yeah. So it's like, what? So that was really cool. That's another clip you all got to check out if you haven't seen it. Watch the play and then watch the ball the second time and go,
yeah,
Jesus. Any of us tried to field that, we would have looked stupid.
Oh, for sure.
Didn't somebody send a food photo too?
That's right.
I figured we'd end it on that.
We can end it on the blue cotton candy fries from the Blue Jays. Apparently,
you heard that right.
Yeah, the Blue Jays have some fries that are covered in mayo and then also blue food dye colored mayo, and then also cotton candy on top. I have a friend, Maple, who is a Blue Jays fan, and he says that it's apparently been a thing since last year. This is not a new thing. And he said that when he goes to a game, he will try to get it, possibly. So we'll see.
I understand like a sweet and salty combination, But that's the wrong kind of sweet, I feel like, to go with that kind of salty.
Yeah.
Like, there's like the whole Wendy's thing, have a shake with a vanilla or chocolate shake with your fries, right? But cotton candy,
Yeah.
it's interesting. And go look that up online. That's crazy. Also, hey, stop trying to hurt my players. You've hit
What?
Ivan Herrera twice.
We
You've
have?
hit him
Oh my
twice.
God.
Yeah, he just got hit. He's on first base again because he got hit.
And there was an injury delay. Jesus.
Because you hit him. Stop hitting our guy.
I'm sorry, man.
We're gonna have to retaliate.
All right. I think that's a good place to call it, though.
Oh, what a week.
Yeah, we'll update you guys next week on this Grudge match after game 2 and 3 finish.
For sure.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening to the Untitled Furry Baseball Podcast. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we will see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.